Throughout history, there has been a harmful notion that black individuals are intellectually inferior to their white counterparts. It was never their fault, as white people used pseudo-scientific theories to justify their subjugation of black people. One such example is eugenics, with Paul Brandon Barringer stating that there was an absolute limit to African Americans' biological and social advancement. Barringer believed that under the conditions of slavery, black individuals had advanced beyond their natural selection through selective breeding by slave owners. In other words, these theories claimed that black people were intellectually inferior to white people, often citing physical differences in skull shape or size as supposed evidence. As such, these ideas were used to justify the oppression of black people and to deny them access to many opportunities. Even after the abolition of slavery and the civil rights movement, these harmful stereotypes still appeared and persisted. They continue to be perpetuated through media, education systems, and everyday interactions. But time and again, black individuals have proven the opposite. They have constantly shown remarkable intelligence and ability to reach never-before-seen levels of innovation. So today, we will be acknowledging 20 of the most intelligent black people and their contribution to humankind. Give this video a like to show your support and subscribe to always be part of our insightful discussions. With that, let's begin.
My problem was to answer questions. And I did that to the best of my ability at all times.
Her journey began back in 1939 at West Virginia State College, where she made history as the first black student at the institution. After taking some time to focus on raising her family, Johnson joined the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics in 1953 before making the leap to NASA. And boy, did she make her mark there. In NASA's Space Task Group, Johnson was able to make a lasting impact, co-authoring engineering papers and debriefing missions. Her precise calculations were absolutely vital in missions like Freedom 7 and Friendship 7, ensuring the safe journey of astronauts like Alan B. Shepard Jr. and John Glenn into space. Even though she passed away in 2020 at the remarkable age of 101, Katherine Johnson's brilliance and pioneering spirit will continue to inspire generations to come. Carver's love for plants earned him the nickname the Plant Doctor. Growing up, he had limited access to education as a slave. But did that stop him? Not at all. He went on to become the first ever African American to earn bachelor's and master's degrees in science from Iowa State University. Booker T. Washington recognized Carver's incredible talent and offered him a prestigious position at Tuskegee University in Alabama. There, Carver made history with his remarkable research on crop rotation techniques, helping to replenish soil nutrients after harvests. He also championed the cultivation of soybeans, peanuts, and sweet potatoes to boost soil fertility and ensure plenty of food for everyone. To top it off, Carver even led the charge in using carbon to supercharge crop growth and fight climate change. Impressive, right? Despite facing heavy discrimination early on, Julian became a star student and even graduated as valedictorian from DePaul University in Indiana. But despite earning master's and doctorate degrees from top-notch institutions like Harvard and the University of Vienna, Julian still had to deal with racial prejudice, which held him back from becoming a professor. However, it seems that he was bound to shine wherever he went. Julian went on to become the laboratory director at Glidden Company, where he invented aerofoam, a soy-based foam that could put out oil and gas fires. In 1954, he founded Julian Laboratories and became one of the first black millionaires in the process. Even though he faced some tough times, Julian's legacy lives on through the Julian Research Institute, where he continued to do groundbreaking work until he passed away in 1975. His contributions to science are of high importance, even if they're not always as widely recognized as they should be. Even when faced with prejudice and gender bias, she never let anything stop her from reaching her educational goals. By 1956, she had earned both bachelor's and master's degrees in mathematics. As a mathematician at the US Naval Proving Ground, West teamed up with her future husband, Ira V. West, to tackle some seriously remarkable projects. The works of this power duo were quite significant for missions related to Pluto, Neptune, and even the management of a US Navy ocean surveillance satellite initiative. Even though West is often overlooked because of her race and gender, she is a true hero and asset in the scientific community. She's not just brilliant in math, she also holds advanced degrees in public administration and has racked up plenty of awards, like the Prince Philip Medal and induction into the US Air Force Hall of Fame.
I invented a new internet, that is a new supercomputer.
Also known as the Bill Gates of Africa, is known for his intellect, surpassing even the intelligence of Bill Gates himself. Born in Nigeria in 1954, Philip displayed a natural affinity for technology, mathematics, and computers from an early age. Despite facing financial hardships that forced him to leave school at 14, his father was determined to provide Philip with education even at home. Eventually, Philip earned a scholarship to Oregon State University, where he earned a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, followed by a PhD in Scientific Computing from the University of Michigan in 1989. Philip made history by creating the world's fastest computer, a supercomputer capable of performing a staggering 3.1 billion calculations per second. Beyond its impressive speed, Emeagwali supercomputer was highly capable of addressing a wide range of computational tasks. One notable application of this supercomputer was its capability to solve complex mathematical and scientific problems, ranging from intricate equations to simulations in physics and engineering. The supercomputer proved instrumental in weather forecasting, leveraging its computational power to analyze vast meteorological data sets and generate accurate predictions, thus aiding in disaster preparedness and mitigation efforts. Emeagwali was also able to harness the capabilities of his creation for tasks such as oil reservoir modeling, drug discovery, and molecular modeling, as well as cryptographic analysis and cybersecurity research, saving significant sums for the United States annually. Thanks to his groundbreaking achievements, Philip received prestigious awards such as the Gordon Bell Prize and the Nobel Prize for Computation. Hailing from Decatur, Alabama, she showed remarkable intelligence, earning a prestigious National Achievement Scholarship to Stanford University. After that, she went on to get her medical degree from Cornell University Medical College and practiced medicine at the University of Southern California Medical Center. Jemison's dream of going to space sparked during her time as a medical officer for the Peace Corps in Sierra Leone and Liberia. In 1987, she made history by becoming the first black woman accepted into the astronaut program. And guess what? She didn't just stop there. During her space mission aboard the Space Shuttle Endeavour, Jemison conducted research on motion sickness and weightlessness. Oh, and let's not forget her unforgettable guest appearance on an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation. How cool is that? Mae Jemison's journey is not just inspiring, it's out of this world. When she became the youngest member of the American Mensa at the age of 2, Cassie Quest, the daughter of a Native American mother and an African American father in Los Angeles County, California, made headlines. The charming little girl, with remarkable intelligence, has caught the imagination of people across the globe. At first, Cassie's sharp thinking was evident. By the age of 18 months, she had developed advanced language and comprehension skills. Cassie is an incredibly talented individual who has quite a few skills up her sleeve. She's not only great at speaking multiple languages like Spanish and American Sign Language, but she's also incredibly knowledgeable about geography, government, and science. What's even more impressive is that from a very young age, Cassie has shown exceptional memory and cognitive abilities. She can easily recall every state in the United States, every element on the periodic table, and even every continent and its countries without breaking a sweat. Alana George, assessed by educational psychologist Dr. Peter Condon, was recognized as an intellectual prodigy at just 4 years old, with an impressive IQ of 140. Her extraordinary abilities included reading skills she taught herself and a level of comprehension beyond her years. Alana had a deep love for letters and numbers, demonstrating literacy skills even before starting formal education. By age 4, she became a member of Mensa, astounding evaluators with her cognitive abilities. To keep her engaged, experts recommended adjustments to her schooling, leading to modifications at St. George's School in Windsor Castle. With an IQ of 145 by the time she was just 5 years old, it is safe to say that Anala Beavers, a young girl from New Orleans, is not your ordinary 5-year-old. In fact, she is incredibly bright. To put it into perspective, Albert Einstein himself had an IQ of 160. It's incredibly rare for a child to show such remarkable intelligence. Beaver started showing her talents as early as 4 months old, as she was already mastering the alphabet at the time. She was also mastering counting in both English and Spanish by the time she was 18 months. By her 5th birthday, she could name every state in North America and its capital. Despite her amazing achievements, her dad, Landon Beavers, worried about the limited educational options available for her in their local area. He wants to make sure she gets a well-rounded education even though she's way ahead of her peers intellectually. Later on, Anala got an invitation to join Mensa International, a prestigious group for super smart people, which puts her in the top 1% of the population in terms of brain power. Caleb Anderson became one of the youngest African American males to be accepted into Mensa, a prestigious society reserved for the top 2% scorers on IQ tests, and that marked the start of his journey as an exceptionally intelligent individual. From the beginning, his talent was obvious. He had an extraordinary ability of absorbing and holding information. When Caleb was a baby, he astounded his family by imitating speech patterns at the age of 4 weeks, indicating not only his ability to listen, but also that he could read and understand. By the time he turned 3, Caleb had secured a desired spot in Mensa. Caleb was a language prodigy, mastering Mandarin, Spanish, French, American Sign Language, and English from a young age. But despite his academic achievements, his teenage peers struggled to understand just how extraordinary he was. Still, Caleb didn't let anything stop him. He graduated from high school at the incredible age of 11 and went on to Chattahoochee Technical College, driven by his passion to make a real difference. Ramani quickly rose as an exceptional talent, even surpassing famous figures like Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking by the age of 11, with an astonishing IQ score of 162. This earned him the title of London's brightest boy and firmly established him as a genius. His remarkable intellect shone through from a young age, showing a deep interest in academics and consistently outshining his peers, starting as early as preschool. By age 10, Ramani was already gaining recognition for a paper on justice theory, displaying wisdom beyond his years. Despite his scholarly achievements, he found joy in simple pleasures like playing with his dog and diving into comic books.
Marie Maynor Daly.
Dr. Daly.
She was the first
African American woman to receive
to get her PhD.
to earn a PhD in chemistry.
Also known as the Black Marie Curie for her amazing contributions to science, Daly is the first black woman to ever receive a PhD. She grew up in New York City and was surrounded by a family that really valued education. She was especially inspired by her father, who worked hard to study chemistry at Cornell University despite facing financial challenges. Taking a page from her dad's book, Daly pursued her own passion for chemistry in college. Throughout her career, Daly conducted groundbreaking research as a biochemist, focusing on cholesterol and histons. She also made sure to give back to the community by advocating for greater diversity in the scientific world. and in tribute to her dad, she established a scholarship at Queen's College. Born on September 15, 1852 in New Haven, Connecticut, Bouchet showed early promise as an outstanding student, even graduating as the valedictorian of his high school class. Coming from a prominent African-American family in New Haven, Bouchet's parents had big dreams for him, including attending Yale College, a school that had never admitted an African-American student before. But Bouchet did not just get in. He became the first African-American elected into the Academic Honor Society Phi Beta Kappa upon graduating in 1874. Though his membership was delayed due to some challenges at Yale, such as racial bias, Bouchet was still able to make history. He continued his academic journey at Yale by enrolling in graduate school, where he earned his doctorate in physics in just 2 years, by 1876. Despite facing significant racial barriers in pursuing a career as a research scientist, Bouchet didn't let anything hold him back. Instead, he dedicated the majority of his career to teaching and administrative roles within segregated African-American schools. Born in 1933 in Birmingham, Alabama, Easley faced discrimination in her journey to success. Raised by her parents, Samuel and Mary Easley, Annie initially pursued nursing before following her passion for pharmacy after studying at Xavier University in New Orleans. Back in Birmingham, she even worked as a substitute teacher and helped prepare literacy tests for voter registration, despite their unfair bias against African Americans. In 1954, Annie moved to Cleveland, Ohio, where she stumbled upon an article about twin sisters working as human computers at NASA. Inspired by their story, she applied and landed a job at NASA, kicking off her 34-year tenure as a computer scientist and mathematician. Even though she faced challenges as one of the few African-American employees at NASA, Annie's strong work ethic and high school education helped her tackle complex equations with ease. She even played a pivotal role in space research and missions, including the first man to orbit the Earth, astronaut John Glenn's historic launch in 1962. Annie J. Easley's passing in 2011 marked the end of an incredible journey, but her legacy lives on, inspiring the next generation of students to pursue impactful careers in STEM. For 34 years, Hawkins lent his brilliance to Bell Laboratories, where he played a key role in developing sturdy plastics for protecting telephone wires. Thanks to his work, telephone access expanded, especially in rural areas. Additionally, he was also a passionate advocate for minority students, earning well-deserved recognition in 1973 for his groundbreaking research and dedication to inclusivity. Later on, he took on the chairmanship at Montclair State University, adding another impressive accomplishment to his already extensive list. Hawkins was soon honored with the National Medal of Technology by President George H.W. Bush himself. Fun fact, he even made history as the first African American elected to the National Academy of Engineering in 1975. Born in 1950 in Lansing, Michigan, she made history as the first female African-American neurosurgeon in the United States. Canady also earned the distinction of being the very first African-American woman certified by the American Board of Neurological Surgery, specializing in pediatric neurosurgery. Rising through the ranks, Canady eventually became the director of neurosurgery at a leading children's hospital in the nation, where she made significant contributions to her field. Her passion for medicine was ignited during her undergraduate years at the University of Michigan, where she earned a degree in zoology in 1971. Continuing her studies at the University of Michigan's College of Medicine, Canady completed her residency in neurosurgery at the University of Minnesota. After a fellowship in pediatric neurosurgery at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, she returned to Michigan and joined the neurosurgery department at Detroit's Henry Ford Hospital, where she continued to excel and make a real difference in the lives of her patients. What makes Benjamin incredible is that he taught himself arithmetic and astronomy. Can you believe that back in 1789, Banneker accurately predicted a solar eclipse just by carefully observing the skies? Using his math skills, Banneker delved into celestial motions, even decoding those illustrated on the MUA constellation globe. But he wasn't just a scientist, he was also a champion for equality, challenging ideas of racial superiority. In a letter to Thomas Jefferson, who asked him to help map Washington, D.C., Banneker's legacy shone bright, showing us the powerful connection between science and social justice. Originally from Washington, D.C., Drew wasn't just smart, he was also a star athlete who earned himself a scholarship. After teaching biology and coaching football at Morgan College, he headed to McGill University in Canada, where he graduated at the top of his class. Drew became famous for his groundbreaking work in transfusion medicine, especially his innovative method for storing blood plasma for long periods. This was a game changer during World War II. Drew faced challenges in securing funding for his research endeavors due to racial bias within funding institutions. This limited his ability to conduct research and make significant contributions to medical science. Despite facing racial discrimination and segregation, his work significantly advanced the field of blood transfusion and saved countless lives. Let's talk about Daniel Hale Williams, an incredible surgeon whose achievements changed the course of medical history. Before diving into medicine, Williams had quite the journey. He started out as a shoemaker's apprentice and even worked as a barber. But it wasn't long before he found his true calling, helping others. After graduating from Chicago Medical College, Williams became known for founding Provident Hospital in 1891. It was a big deal because it was the very first hospital in the United States that accepted both black and white patients. This groundbreaking institution provided essential medical care to black patients and became a hub for training aspiring black physicians and nurses. He made headlines again for performing one of the earliest successful open-heart surgeries, saving the patient's life. Fast forward to 1894, and Williams was appointed chief surgeon at Freedman's Hospital in Washington, D.C., where he worked tirelessly to improve and expand the hospital's services. He introduced vital facilities like ambulances and opened doors for medical training for black students.
I'm Lonnie Johnson. I'm an inventor. The invention that most people know me for is the Super Soaker water gun. I knew the gun worked well and I knew it would be successful.
He is the mastermind behind some of the coolest toys to ever exist. Inspired by his dad's knack for fixing things around the house, Johnson developed a love for inventing from a young age. In 1989, he hit the jackpot with his invention of the Super Soaker squirt gun, which made the summer days of children a whole lot more entertaining. This awesome creation not only became a beloved toy worldwide, but also racked up over $200 million in sales. And that's the list, everybody. We hope that you enjoyed and found some inspiration out of the video. We hope for your success in life, and may the individuals in this video encourage you to do more of what you love today. Thank you for staying until the end of the video. If you like this content, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future uploads. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.